Have you ever sat beside someone yet felt completely alone? Do you know what it feels like to have space around you, but no connection? Have you ever wondered why people pass you but never stay? Loneliness does not always mean no people. Sometimes it means an empty place in your life, a place no one seems to sit in. If you have ever been lonely with people all around you, this story is for you. This is not a story about friends living. It is a story about a place left empty. Once upon a time, there lived a man named David. David was 30 years old. He worked as a bus conductor in a busy city. Every day, David walked through crowds. People stood close to him. They spoke. They laughed. Yet David felt alone. David lived in a small rented room. Inside his room were few things: a bed, a small table, and one chair. That chair stood near the window. It was always empty. David dreamed of simple things: a friend to talk to, someone to sit with him in the evening, someone who stayed. But David had a habit. He never invited anyone. He waited. Every day followed the same pattern: work, home, silence. While others shared tea after work, David walked alone. While others talked on the bus, David looked away. People in the area knew him. He is polite, they said, but distant. He keeps space. David did not know it yet, but the empty chair in his room was not just furniture. It was a sign. Weeks passed. The chair stayed empty. One evening, rain fell softly. David sat on his bed and looked at the chair. It faced the window, as if waiting. At work, David noticed empty seats too. On the bus, the seat beside him was often free. People stood instead of sitting. He told himself, it does not matter. But it did. One night, a tired old passenger boarded the bus. He walked slowly. The bus was crowded. David stood near an empty seat. The old man looked at it. "Why is no one sitting there?" the man asked. David shrugged. "I don't know," he replied. The old man sat down slowly. Then he looked at David and smiled. "Empty places stay empty," he said, "when no one invites." David felt something move inside him. The man continued, "That chair in your life, you keep it empty." David's throat felt tight. He said nothing. That night, David could not sleep. The words returned again and again. "You keep it empty." The next day, David looked at the chair differently. For the first time, he understood. "I wait," he whispered. "I never ask." That evening, David did something new. He cleaned the chair. He placed it closer to the table. It felt strange, small, but important. The next day at work, David spoke first. "Would you like to sit?" he asked a passenger. The words felt heavy, but they left his mouth. The man smiled and sat. Days passed. David offered seats. He offered small words. "Good morning. How was your day?" Some people ignored him. Some replied. It hurt sometimes. His chest felt tight, but he did not stop. Weeks went by. One co-worker joined him for tea. They sat together. They talked about simple things. Back home, the chair was no longer lonely. Sometimes a neighbor sat there. Sometimes David sat and waited. Months passed. David laughed more. He spoke easier. 1 year later, the chair had marks, scratches, signs of use. David smiled at them. David's life did not change suddenly, but it changed deeply. He still worked as a bus conductor. He still lived simply. But now, people stayed, they sat, they talked. The chair near the window was rarely empty. And when it was, David did not fear it. One evening, David stood by the bus door. He saw a young man standing alone. David spoke first. "Come," he said gently. "There is a seat." The young man smiled. David understood the lesson at last. Loneliness is not only about who leaves, it is about who you invite. Dear friend, every one of us has an empty chair. Not in the room, but in the heart. You may wait for someone to sit there, or you may invite them. Loneliness grows in silence. Connection grows with courage. Start small. Say one word. Offer one place. Because empty chairs do not fill themselves, and empty hearts do not heal alone. You are not unwanted. You are waiting. If this story touched your heart, let us know. Like this video so others can find comfort too. Share it with someone who feels unseen. Subscribe to Wisdom Square for calm stories, simple English, and deep life lessons. We will be here every week. Thank you for listening. And remember, you can invite connection